The Xbox Game Showcase dropped, and I have to say, I was impressed. It not only met my expectations, it absolutely exceeded my expectations. I think this represents the beginning of Xbox turn in the gaming industry. I think Xbox is leading the way in this current revolution that we're undergoing, this current shift in gaming, and they're leading it with things like Game Pass. And this Xbox showcase really highlighted the power of Game Pass. And here's why it highlighted it to me. They had third-party games that they showed off here. Now, we know that PlayStation got a lot of criticism for showing off third-party games, showing off a lot of third-party games. But Xbox isn't going to get that criticism. Why? Because of Game Pass. So if I'm a PlayStation fan and I'm watching PlayStation's showcase and they show all these third-party games, I'm like, okay, that's great. But what sets PlayStation apart? Meanwhile, Xbox can show off third-party games, and at the end of them, guess what it says? Coming to Game Pass day one. Boom. As an Xbox gamer, as someone who subscribes to Game Pass, I don't care who makes the game. As long as it comes to Game Pass, I'm happy. That's exactly what I want to see. It's as good as having an exclusive in all reality for purposes of marketing. This is what Xbox is trying to do. They're selling you on their Game Pass subscription. These third-party games are doing it. And they had a lot of awesome third-party games, particularly Japanese third-party games. We had games from Atlas, a bunch of Persona 5 games. We had games from Capcom out there. Mind blown with some of these third-party games that are coming to Game Pass day one. I think, ready for this? I think this game showcase is the best I've seen in a generation. That's 10 years. I haven't seen Xbox hitting their mark in a presentation like they did during this Xbox game showcase since the Xbox 360. All of Xbox One, we never saw Xbox hitting a stride like this. This was awesome. This hit all the marks for me. This was amazing. On top of that, you had Starfield Direct, which absolutely blew it out of the water. I've been very wary on Starfield. Where are we at with Starfield? And to end the show with Starfield Direct, where they're showing off something that, in my mind, at least from what they've shown off so far, looks like a once-in-a-generation type of game. That's right, a once-in-a-generation type of game. This looks like a forever game, a game that you will be playing for years to come. Very excited. They nailed it with Starfield Direct as well. So let's go through some of these games. Now, important note here. Of all the games they showed that were third-party especially, 4 of the games were not Game Pass. The rest of them were Game Pass day one for those third-party titles, which I think is huge and illustrates exactly where Xbox is at and why Game Pass is going to be so powerful, why it benefits gamers so much. In fact, Phil Spencer came on at the end of the game showcase and said, we want gamers of all types, of all stripes to come. He said, if you're a gamer, you're welcome to join us on PC, on console, or in cloud gaming. It's genius. It's the future of gaming. It's the future. Whether you agree with me or not, well, if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. It is the future of gaming. So let's go through. This is Xbox Wire, news.xbox.com, and they break it down, and I like the way they split up the things. Let's just quickly go through, and I'll talk about some of the games that really stood out to me. The first one, these are all the upcoming titles for Xbox Game Studios and Bethesda's. Now, I'll just highlight some of the ones that I really like, but let's go through all of the ones that they showed off. They showed off Avowed, absolutely huge, launches in 2024. They then showed off Clockwork Revolution, which I've not seen anything on. This is a game from In Exile Entertainment and looks very Bioshock-ish. Looks cool. Steampunk RPG. Fable, we obviously got Fable. They actually hit this out of the gate. This was one of the first games that they showed off. This was the first game that they showed off was Fable. Now, we didn't get any gameplay for Fable, which was, slightly disappointed. Would have wanted to see some gameplay in there, but it is coming in 2024. That was announced, and we did get to see some of the characters, perhaps some of the situations that will be inside of the new Fable. And the thing that they really leaned on here, in fact, Sarah Bond came on after the Fable presentation, and they mentioned they're staying true to their British roots, British humor, sensibilities, and it's just brimming with character and personality, at least what they showed off there. Obviously, we got Forza Motorsport. Could not be more excited for Forza Motorsport. Now, this drops in October, I believe. Hold on, I have some notes. It's October 10th, I want to say, for Forza. Yes, October 10th for Forza Motorsport. I can't wait. I can't wait for it. They highlighted some of the customization. I mean, it's Forza. It looks like another solid entry into Forza. One big highlight for me from their first party games was Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And the reason that this really stood out to me, and something that I've been saying for a while, and then I backed off of it a little bit. When Flight Simulator originally came out, I said, this game's going to be big for Xbox because there's nothing else out there like it. I backed off of that because really, I mean, it's an A+ game. It's a AAA world-class title, but it's very niche. They're removing that niche a little bit here with, in my mind, with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. With this, you can now do jobs, basically. They said right here, pursue your dream of an aviation career with Flight Simulator 2024. And now some of the things that you can do here: fireplane, search and rescue, cargo helicopter, air ambulance, crop dusting, mountain rescue, skydive aviation. Right there, you can see helicopter cargo transportation, industrial transportation, remote cargo, VIP charter service, air racing, glider pilot, experimental flight, low latitude training, scientific research, executive transport service, airship tour, hot air balloons. They're bringing stuff to do in the game. And I think this is genius. I think this is huge. I think this is ultimately going to open up this incredibly unique A+ world-class game up to more mass audience. It will be less niche. It will open up. This made me want to jump in and play it and just try out all these different career paths. It'll be interesting to see what it's like here. Now, they did show off something special here with Microsoft 2024, and that is a Dune expansion. And this was like, what? Now, this does drop November 3rd. Of this year. You can see scientific research right here. Look at the experimental flight. How fun is this? Low altitude flying. How cool is this? So cool. And are they going to show off Dune at the end of this one? They didn't. It was a separate trailer for Dune. Guys, the Dune thing, in fact, can we see it? Did they include it? We obviously got Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Now, they showed off a little bit more here. This looked much more polished. This immediately, when they showed this off, because this has been a little bit of a question mark, like, yes, the first Hellblade was amazing, but is this going to be a AAA experience for us? And from what they showed off, yes, I think it is. It immediately hooked me during this trailer. Now, this was very solo-driven, or story-driven, rather. It was gameplay, and then a seamless transition into like a cutscene from gameplay, and really highlighting the audio that is Hellblade and Senua's Saga. I was blown away. This is also coming in 2024. This could be that AAA experience that Xbox has been missing, single player AAA experience. Like I said, immediately hooked me. Highly recommend you go in and watch this. We then got South of Midnight, which is from the developers of We Happy Few. It has that vibe 100%. It looks like another either adventure action / RPG hybrid type of game. Not sure what's there. This was mostly cinematics or story rather. But interesting. It's a new IP. This is the thing. We got a couple new IPs here. So from first party studios, not the same old, Gear 7 or Halo 8. Some of those were sprinkled in like a Forza, but we got a lot of new IPs here, which just added, in my mind, to the effectiveness of this entire showcase. And part of the reason why it was so good and much needed for Xbox and the Xbox community. And honestly, once again, the best showcase / E3 / presentation that Xbox has given in the last 10 years. No question in my mind. Of course, we did get Starfield Direct. I'm not seeing the Dune gameplay. You guys have to see the Dune. Look up the Flight Simulator 2024 Dune expansion, or DLC rather. It looks amazing. So we did get Starfield Direct, and Starfield Direct was at the end of the show and very much did a deep dive, did a lot to show that, yes, this is, if Halo brought Xbox to where we are now, Starfield may be Halo for this next generation of Xbox, for a new era of Xbox. This definitely got me excited. I have been wary. Is Starfield going to be there? Why the delays? A couple things about the delays. The gunplay looks way better than we've ever seen. Looks smooth, looks quick. In fact, there's some of it right there. Gunplay looks amazing. They really focused on choice, which is just, key exploration, key to all Bethesda games. This really is, if you think of like a Skyrim or an Elder Scrolls and how big those titles have become, this has that potential plus some. I think this is the marquee title for Xbox so far from what I'm seeing. In fact, we're seeing headlines. Let me jump over to some headlines right here. This is from Kotaku. Starfield gets the gameplay and story reveal you've been waiting for. It's been universally praised, the Starfield Direct. From what we're seeing, the excitement looks there. The hype is real. Game Pass day one. This is a title you can base an entire, console generation around. And I could not be more excited. This is a game that people will be playing for the next 10 years, at least from what we've seen so far. Looks amazing. Looks stunning, beautiful, deep. Not just a whole new world, a whole new universe, a whole new galaxy. Blown away by this. Well done. I have to say, well done to Bethesda. Well done on the Starfield Direct. Just jaw-dropping. Honestly, am I Xbox fanboy? Yes, but watch it, and I dare you to not be as excited as I am for this. It absolutely rocked it out of the park. So we're still, guys, this is all first-party titles from Xbox shown off during this, and how many of these brand new? Here's another one, brand new IP, Towerborn. From the creators of Banner Saga. This is like a cool co-op experience. I really loved the art style on this. Hold on, let me turn off the volume. Let me show you. Check out this art style. It looks cool. I love it. Just fun, vibrant. This is going to be very interesting to see Towerborn. Now, here's where we got into some of the partners here, and I think they did a great job with these partners because they're coming to Game Pass. This is 33 Immortals. This is a 33-player co-op game. Looked a little bit Diablo-esque to me, or Dungeon Crawler, but with 33 players in co-op. Amazing. Look at that. How fun would that be to just jump in and go on these crazy dungeon raids with 33 other people? This is coming to Xbox Game Pass day one. See, so while this is a third-party developer coming to Game Pass day one, it's as good as having an exclusive in my mind. Absolutely just brings that value to Game Pass. Let me pause this. We, of course, then saw City Skylines 2, and I have to say, if you like city builder games, number one, I love the first City Skylines. City Skylines 2 looks beautiful. It looks like they showed off a little bit of both Xbox gameplay and PC gameplay because I saw a mouse at times, and then I saw what appeared to be controller controls in it. It doesn't, and both look beautiful. It doesn't look like we're getting a lesser version. Now, when the first City Skylines came to Xbox, came to PC originally, and then it came to Xbox, it was a specific Xbox version, and it was still a ton of fun, but the PC version was superior. If you were to jump in now to City Skylines, that gap has lessened, has shortened. It's not as big of a gap. There's still a small gap, but for the most part, most of the content is all there. This doesn't look like this. This looks like they jumped back and forth between Xbox and PC. It looks like we're getting the same version on both. Game Pass day one again. So third-party developer, Game Pass day one, City Skylines 2. Absolutely beautiful. Dungeons of Hinterberg, another puzzle-solving adventure game this looks like. Game Pass day one. Very cool. Just Samp, this was interesting. When it first jumped on screen, I was like, oh, Zelda. Everybody's copying Zelda here. And you can see like with the climbing. But it's this interesting concept. It looks like a puzzle rock climbing style game. Very cool. This will be interesting to see and jump into. Like, look how cool this looks. Just an interesting concept overall that I'm excited for. Again, Game Pass day one. Third-party developer, Game Pass day one. You can see the theme here. You can see how cool or how big of a deal Game Pass is and the leverage that Xbox can utilize here. Now, we did get Like a Dragon. This was probably the funniest trailer of the day. Yakuza just is hilarious, period. Not Game Pass day one. So this is true third-party trailer. Another third true-party trailer here. This is Metaphor, Refantazio. There we go. Refantazio from Atlas. These are the guys behind Persona series, and this is their brand new game. So to announce it on the Xbox stage, I think really signals a partnership here between Xbox and Atlas, and it's special. It's exciting because we did see a lot of Persona stuff that is coming to Xbox Game Pass, which is very exciting. I want to show this up. This is from Capcom. Here we are now jumping into the Japanese section. You can see Xbox is very much trying to jump in and get back like they did with the 360, some Japanese style games, really trying to tap into the Asian market here. And this is part of what made this game showcase the best that they've had in 10 years because of the variety of games, the breadth of games. Look at this. This is Capcom game called Path of Goddess. And watch, once we get to gameplay, look how cool. Here it is. Right here, we get into gameplay. Look how cool this gameplay looks. Let me zoom it up here. Unique, beautiful. This game has me intrigued. It's from Capcom, third-party title, but once again, I sound like a brokered record. Game Pass day one, baby. Game Pass day one. This is what made this conference so special, so unique. This is why I'm saying it's the best showcase Xbox has had in a decade. Well done. I'm very excited for this. I think this could be really cool. Path of Goddess, Game Pass day one. Payday 3 was shown off, and when I saw that, I was a little bit disappointed when it first came on screen because I was like, "Oh no!" This was shown earlier on in the showcase, and I was a little bit disappointed. And I thought to myself, "Oh no." Third-party games. And then this was the beginning of the Game Pass day one. Again, Payday 3 on Game Pass. It's coming. The power of Game Pass, the value, absolutely huge. Persona 3 Reload. Oh, we saw a lot of Persona here. I think this, again, this is Xbox's push into the Japanese market, into the Asian market. We're getting these very special games, titles. Game Pass, coming to Game Pass day one. Persona 3 Reloaded. Persona 5 Tactica, a spin-off. Now, this is like, think of like Final Fantasy Tactics, but with Persona. Let's see if we go to gameplay. There you go. You can see turn-based strategy style game. Right there you can see it, but in the Persona universe, right? Persona 5 Tactica. Ready for this? Game Pass day one, baby. Again, you can see it. It's the future. Absolutely crushing it. You can have these third-party titles. Game Pass day one. This is such a huge selling point. How easy is this to sell? Get it on Game Pass. What are you paying for this game for? Get it on Game Pass. Genius. Great job, Microsoft. Great job, Xbox, in getting these types of titles that this in my mind is, if you're a PlayStation guy, these types of titles, Persona 5, you're a Nintendo guy, Persona 5, Persona 3 Reloaded. What was this game up here? This game up here, Path of Goddess, rather. Sorry, I keep forgetting the title, from Capcom. These are the kind of games that would bring people over to... Yeah, okay, I'm subscribing to Game Pass. Absolutely. Well done. We did see Star Wars Outlaws, which to me looked like a fun action-adventure game. We're going to see more of this tomorrow at the Ubisoft Play, I believe it was. Or later at the Ubisoft Play, we'll see gameplay of it. Cool to have it on their stage. Doesn't come to Game Pass. You see how less exciting that is? That's why when it comes to game, I think in the future we may not get... They obviously have this for advertising rights so that they can advertise play on Xbox like they do with what they used to do with Call of Duty, that PlayStation has done with Call of Duty and Destiny and stuff this last generation. Still Wakes the Deep. This is a horror game coming to Game Pass day one. I'm not a horror game guy myself, but this takes place on an oil rig, which is a very interesting environment to be on. You're very stranded. Not gonna lie, I'm not a horror game guy. Looked cool. I like the concept of this. Game Pass day one. Still Wakes the Deep. And then a big announcement. We did get a new trailer here. We wrapped up at the end with Phil Spencer coming on stage, and he was wearing a Hexen shirt. Hinting at anything? I think so. Hexen. I was like, whoa, Hexen. This is going to be cool. And then he announced the Xbox Series S, which is a 1 terabyte Series S, which just brings us another price point in the Xbox console space. So now you've got about $249 for an Xbox Series S White with 500 gigs. You want the Carbon Black, that's $349, and then the Series X is $499. You've now got three entry point options if you want an Xbox console. I think it's absolutely genius. They also showed off the Starfield limited edition headset and controller. Then there was Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty today, which if they nail this could be a rejuvenation for Cyberpunk. Xbox News.xbox.com has this under their new updates. Again, not on Game Pass for this one in particular, but cool to see regardless. Elder Scrolls Online, Journey to Necrom. This is an Xbox game. Fallout 76, Road to Atlantic City. Interesting. Now, I have been curious. I've actually been looking up lately. Should I jump into Fallout 76 in 2023? Fallout 76 had one of the most terrible launches in history, especially for a live service game. But everybody's loving it lately, and it's something that I would like to check out. Maybe I'll jump in with Atlantic City. Again, this is Bethesda game, so it's coming to Xbox and Xbox Game Pass. Here it is, baby. Here it is. Dune. Oh my goodness. Can we listen to the music on this one? Let me pull up the sound real quick. Hold on, guys. We get to fly that flight simulator in Dune. Watch this. Oh my goodness. Again, this to me is taking Flight Simulator, which is this niche game, and expanding it to more audiences. Who doesn't want to do this? Who doesn't want to jump in and fly these fighters coming November 3rd? I cannot wait. So I think I misspoke. Microsoft 2024 is coming in 2024. This is what's coming November 3rd, the Dune expansion trailer. Overwatch 2, they had a Blizzard section of this because whenever a Bethesda game, they said game from Bethesda, they had that for Blizzard, which is very interesting. Imagine once the Activision Blizzard merger comes through and purchase goes through, what we're going to see in these showcases is going to be mind blown. Overwatch 2, I think kind of a lot of the air has been taken out of the sails here with the news of the changes to Overwatch. Regardless, it was there. It's not on Game Pass or anything. I mean, I guess it is actually. Oh, the new Heroes pack was the big announcement there for the Game Pass. This one was huge for Sea of Thieves. If you're a Sea of Thieves, guys, the Legend of Monkey Island. Really cool update. Monkey Island is one of the best, a top tier game, considered a top tier game. There's nothing more to say there. It's coming to Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is another game that had a rocky start, and as it's been supported, it's a game unto itself. Really looking forward to jump in and check that out. And so there you go. I think this showcase, once again, absolutely huge. I think it's the best presentation that Xbox has given. This is the most excited that I've been from an Xbox presentation in at least 10 years. Well done, Xbox. Well done, Bethesda. With the Xbox Game Showcase, the Starfield Direct, I think this only illustrates the powerhouse that Xbox is about to become in the gaming space and why places like Sony, or Sony in particular, is afraid of the Activision Blizzard merger. Once that happens, imagine what this is going to be like. It's going to be... I mean, how do you stop it? The value is just there with Game Pass. You can see why Game Pass is this strategic selling point. They're thinking about it right. The value for us gamers, unbelievable. I'd love to know what you think. Am I overstating it? Is it not as good as I think it is? Maybe I am. Maybe I am because I'm a fanboy. I don't think I am. I think they knocked this out of the park. The reviews are huge. Treating Starfield, separately at the end was the right move. They just showed gameplay, games, trailers the entire time. Very little speaking. Well done. Well done, Xbox. You nailed it in a way that you've not nailed it in a while. And I could not be more excited about the future of Xbox. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We cover all things Xbox all the time right here on this channel. And we'll see you next time.